Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Ramadan Storytime with Sister Marsha. I'm so glad that you could join me today. We are yet in another day of Ramadan, so for that we say Alhamdulillah, or all praise is due to Allah. And I just hope that you all are having a wonderful time during the month of Ramadan, that you're having time to spend with your families and you're having a little bit less of a busy schedule, and you're really getting to enjoy this moment and this month. Today we are going to read another story, and tonight's story is coming again from the Quran Stories from Kids for Kids series, and this one is The Builder of the Kaaba. And so we're going to jump right into our story, and without further ado, here we go. Quran Stories for Kids. And the author of these stories is Sani Yasmin Khan. The Builder of the Kaaba. Long, long ago, the Prophet Ibrahim, alayhi salam, and remember in our previous stories we said that means upon him be peace. The Prophet Ibrahim settled his wife Hajar and baby Ishmael, alayhi salam, or upon him be peace, in a lonely valley in Arabia. Thanks to the miracle of the Zamzam spring there, and remember we read about the Zamzam spring, some people began to live there. Slowly it became a small city, which later came to be known as Mecca. Ishmael grew up a strong and loving youth. And then we see pictures in the background of an image of what Mecca could have looked like. The prophets Ibrahim and Ishmael were ordered by Allah to build the house of God, the Kaaba, in Mecca. And the words on the previous screen, build, and then on this screen, Kaaba. They took stones from the nearby hills and started to work. So they're preparing to build this house. For this sacred land, Ibrahim prayed, "My Lord, make this land secure and provide its people with fruits, such of them as believe in Allah in the last day." And so on our screen, we see some fruits that the Prophet Ibrahim prayed to Allah for the people who lived in the area. As the prophets Ibrahim and Ishmael, upon them be peace, laid the very first stones on which the Kaaba would stand, they prayed, "Our Lord, accept this from us. You are the all-hearing, the all-seeing." And so there we see the Kaaba starting to be built. You see the stones being stacked on top of each other to build this house. And then we see a complete picture of the Kaaba there in the middle, the black stone. They further prayed, "Our Lord, make us bow to you and make our offspring a nation which bows to you, and show us our ways of worship." And so they prayed about the people being conscious enough to bow, right? And so when we bow, for us, we're saying that's our salat, right? That's when we are praying to Allah. So they're asking that as a group, they bow to Allah. And we see a star. I wonder how that star comes into play. Let's see in the next screen. They also prayed for a prophet to be born in their family who would teach wisdom to the people and purify their faith. Their prayer was answered many years later when the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam was born to the people who came after them. And here we see another image of Mecca. The Prophet Ibrahim was ordered by Allah to clean the Kaaba for those who came there to pray and to call people to Hajj. So I think that's probably one of the first times we're hearing this word Hajj. So let's see if we can get some more information about this Hajj. Maybe in this story, maybe in a story to come. But let's go further. Oh, and we actually see people in the distance traveling. They're probably traveling to that house or to the Kaaba, and that travel to the house is what we call the Hajj. Allah spoke thus to the Prophet Ibrahim: call all people to make the pilgrimage. They shall come to you on foot and on the backs of swift camels. They shall come from every deep ravine. And so I just previously said that traveling to the Kaaba is the Hajj, but we also use the word pilgrimage, right? So they're moving from one place to go to the house for the worship of Allah. And so Allah made it a duty for all Muslims, male and female, to go on Hajj once in a lifetime, provided their means and health permitted. And so when we say provided their means, they have to have enough money to make the trip, and they also have to be in good health. And here we see a sign leading to the Kaaba. And then we see another image of the Kaaba. It's that black stone there on the right-hand side of the screen. Hajj is one of the 5 pillars of Islam. Today, over 2 million people from around the world gather in Mecca to perform this sacred duty. The moral of the story is that believers will promise Allah to follow the example set by the Prophet Ibrahim and his family, doing Allah's bidding, whatever it may be, basing their lives on truth, and, if necessary, giving up life's comforts and pleasures. Allah will be their focus, a goal from which they will never be turned aside by the forces of evil. And so that is the reading of tonight's story. And again, we were reading from the Quran Stories for Kids series. This is Ramadan Storytime, and tonight's story was The Builder of the Kaaba. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a great rest of your evening and a wonderful rest of Ramadan. Inshallah, or if God wills, I would like for you to join me again tomorrow for the next Ramadan story time with Sister Marsha. And in the meantime, Assalamu alaikum.